I'm back again today. It's been a while since I live streamed here, but yeah, uh, today I'm gonna be creating this map animation, and yeah, we're gonna have a little bit fun. This is what we're going to be creating. It's a really, it looks complicated, but it's really simple map animation, and yeah, we're gonna be creating it. And let's wait a little bit for people until maybe like 2 3 minutes until people join, and then we can start off. But just want to check if you can hear me. I hope you do. Um, Everything seems fine. Yeah. If you have any issues, just let me know. And if you guys want to chat about some things, I'll be here. And yeah, I'm excited for this. Yeah, before we start, maybe let me walk you through what we need in order to create this. The obvious thing is a map. Um, you can find this type of maps in all over the internet. And I've also used some clouds, and this is a PNG cloud I found also on the internet. I can provide you the links and the project file in Patreon after I finish this one. And also, this is a boat, and yeah, um, maybe I can show you where I found these things. For example, this is the map where I downloaded. I'm going to create. You can select different types of maps here, but satellite one looks good. And in order to, and this is a freemap.org/creator. I just found a random website. And what you're going to do is just right click, you inspect it, and after you inspect it, I kind of you put edit and on a device, and if you add this add custom device, and if you provide the dimension of like 1080 by whatever, for example here you can say 1920 by 1080, something like this, and the device name, let's say screenshots, something like this. And after you add this, I already added mine, so I won't do that. But after you add this, you're going to have here, up in here, you're going to have this, I named it high resolution, but you can name it whatever you high resolution, and then you can download here in this three dot. You press it, you can capture the screenshot, or you can capture the full screenshot. What this does is it's going to download the whole web page in a high quality, and yeah, that's what I exactly did on this map. And yeah, and this is how I downloaded it. And the next one is this boat. The boat, oh, this is the cloud. The boat first, I found it also in this website. It's just a random search, and I found this PNG of one boat, and it's duplicated 3 times. But you can also use different types of boats, your choice. But here, what we're going to talk about is the technique behind it and what we should do and what it takes, right? But you can apply whatever techniques we have here to a lot of stuff. And this is also the cloud in PNG ring. I'll put all the links down below. Maybe I should. If some of you want to follow. But after this video, I'll put it. But for now, let's continue. But you should also check my Patreon. I have all my project file, whatever I do, my YouTube, my Patreon, I have all the project files, and sometimes I have some bonus content, some thoughts. I'm not posting like I should do, but I will. And I've also got some comments from you guys that I'm not posting consistently, but trust me guys, I'm trying my best, but we'll try to keep going. So, map animation. So the first thing we're gonna do, as always, is create a composition. And I'm gonna name this and it's 1920 by 1080 and it's about 5 seconds and 30 frames per second. Seems cool, and I'm gonna press OK. And what this does is it's going to create a new composition for us to work in. So now we're going to go to importing our map. And if we import it, as you can see, our map is a high resolution map. And that's the good thing about the technique I showed you, how to download to any type of web page in a high resolution. Yeah, you should definitely use it. It's really helpful because honestly, it's kind of hard to find maps. I know it's weird, but so you gotta work around to find like high quality maps in your edits. So this is one way of getting your maps. Just scale it down a bit. If you press S, you can scale it down. Now we have, and the first thing that you can see here, as you can see, is this line. This line that goes from here, from Africa to America. And this could be like maybe the slave trade video or something, but it's just an example. Don't take it too deep. I was just trying to find some cool ways how to edit maps, and it just came to my mind. So let's make this curved line around the continent. All right. So first thing is get your pen tool, obviously, and with the pen tool, select someplace from here, and then click on here. And as you can see, if you drag while you click, and if you drag this, you can make this curve, and just make that curve like this. And that's basically it. Just turn on the 3D layer because now it's a 2D line. Okay, works fine, but we want it to be 3D. And just press this 3D button, and then now this whole thing is 3D. Now we can play around with the position and the XYZ positions of everything. So just going to, oh yeah, and by the way, you can toggle between the two views, one view, and basically what this does is if you click here, you can see that I am watching this on the left side. On the left side of the screen is the left, but we can change it to top, let's say. Or you can change it to front. Front is basically our default, so it's a little bit the same, but I want here the top, and you can toggle between to have a better view of your whole composition. And also you can select 4 views like the front, top, right, and the active one. And you can read it on the top left corner or in here. Okay, and now we got this, and I'm going to adjust this to be something like this. Yep. And I'm just aligning it to be on the perspective that I want, basically. Just play around with the X, V, Y, Z position, and now it will be like this. It looks like a straight line, but trust me, it's not, because we bent it and now it's 3D, but when we move the camera, now it will be even more cooler. But just gotta tweak things. All right, and in the shape layer, if you click this drop down and the material, and then the material option, you can have a lot of things, but now we're not going to use this. I'm going to go to content on the shape, and here on the fill you can change the color, but the red seems fine and everything looks cool. But here on the add, I'm going to add a trim path, and I'll show you what this trim path does. And what this basically does is, if you make a keyframe, you can if you animate on the end, you can animate this raid shape layer to be like, to start from here to here. And if you play around with the numbers, as you can see, you can make this. So that's really cool. So I'm going to make a keyframe on the first frame here. The end will be 0. And let's say about 1 second, I'm going to push it to be 100. And I'm going to select the keyframes, press F9. If you don't have F9 in your keyboard for some reason, just right click and keyframe assistant, and easy is. And what this does is this. So easy. So basically we just created this, and that was simple. And the next thing we want to do is this dotted lines across on the floor from here up to here, the same position. So what we're going to do is create another shape layer, but with the pen tool, and the fill is 0 and the stroke is around 10. Just press on the same point from here to here. And what this does is it creates a straight line. But we're not going to change it into 3D or something. We don't have to. It's okay. And here on the content, go to shape, and on the shape, go to stroke. And from the stroke, there is this thing called dashes. And if you press this plus button, you can create a dash. And as soon as you create the dash, it's going to be a dotted line, as you can see here. So this dotted line, we can animate it like we did with this one. So I'm also going to add a trim path. Here, if you add this add button, then go to trim path and apply it. And on the trim path, we're going to also animate the end. So as you can see, this dotted lines would be starting from here to here. So I'm going to make a keyframe here around the 1 second, and I'm going to put it to 0. and let's say about 2 seconds. After 1 second, meaning on a second, just drag it to be 100. And what this creates is, look, this animation. And that's what we basically want. But there's one more thing we have to do. We don't want this dotted lines to be just boring red colors. We want it to blend with the water and with the map itself. So what I'm going to do is just create like I'll go to switches and change the mode to something like screen. Maybe if it's not screen, maybe let's try multiply. Multiply is a little bit dark, but looks cool. I like it. So we just created this. And now let's get to the fun part, the boats. And we're gonna add the boats. Here are the boats. So just drag and drop them in your composition and they'll be like this. Basically now they're 2D. So we have to change them into 3D. So just toggle the switches here and then I'm gonna click on the 3D button and now we're going to change it to 3D. And I'm also going to reduce the scale a bit. And now let's align this boat into our line. And basically I'm just going to put it down and here. And for better view, just change it to views. And here the top, I'm not watching anything, so I'm going to change it into, let's say, top. We see the boat. Oh. Okay, it's all right. Just let me drag it down. Oh, it's because I didn't change this to a 3D layer of the map. So make sure to change it as well so that everything is on 3D. And let's get it here and to be something like this. All right, I think that's enough for now. And I'm also going to create a camera so that I can watch the boat and position it in the right way. So right click, new, and then I'm going to create this camera. And the camera will be not a physical camera, obviously. Oh, I see I am a bit dark. So let me just increase my light. For some reason it just gets too dark. I didn't see that coming. Okay, I hope it's better now. I'm not that dark, but my light just died, so whatever. Okay. We're gonna create a camera. And the camera zoom is this thing, focal length, this. Let's do with the custom and press OK. And now we have a camera. And with the camera, you can toggle between the speed and then you can change different tools. So I'm just actually I'm gonna turn off this 3D layer on this and wait a second. Okay, I think I may have to change everything into 3D. Okay, my bad. We gotta change everything into 3D. Okay. But it missed the line, so I'm just going to adjust this solid line to be somehow to my liking. Something like this would be fine. Okay, perfect. Both. So basically, I'm just going to align it to be something like this. And I'm just going to align the shapes and the boat. Okay. If you guys have anything to say, please let me know. Okay. Now it's good. Okay. As you can see, our lines are not aligned. Let me just do this. And then I will have two views. And in this one, I want the top one. All right. Now let's just get to aligning. Right? Good. I think for some reason my After Effects is acting up. So let me just do this. I'll save this, close, and open again. Because even the normal things are not working. But this is the issue with After Effects. It always crashes. Not crashes, but it just, they have some bugs. All right. Okay. Looks good. But I also want to search for the boat. It's somewhere here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press shift and then drag it to be somewhere here. And then I'm going to erase it again. And I'm going to fit this here. And I'm going to align the boat to be somehow like this. And I'm going to adjust the camera to something like this. Okay, turn it to be something like this. That, and the scale is so big, so I'm just going to make it smaller and make it down. Maybe even make it more smaller, something like this, and put it down here. And as you can see, you can watch when it touches the ocean, so or the map. So I'm just going to align it to be somewhere here. That's good. And now there is also a mismatch between the line of these two. So I'm just going to try to align these two lines and make it like a bit up. Yes. And then make it to be something like this. All right, this looks cool. And the boat, I'm going to push it on the z-axis more and get it up, rotate it a bit, just trying to play with the exactly. You can see when it crosses the line, so this is good. So I want it to be in the middle, so that's good. And I'm also going to reduce the scale more. I'm going to press even down, so it's like here, and try it to be up here. Perfect. And up, and maybe here. All right, this is what we want. And now it looks cool. Doesn't look that much, but we're working on it. We're getting there. And now we have the boat, the map, and the lines. So, what else? We can duplicate them. So I'm going to duplicate the boat, like make it 3. And I'm going to like drag it here. One will be here. And the other one will be something like this. Maybe even to the left. And this one will be right in the front. This one, something like this. Just to create this variation, you know what I mean? This is good. And the clouds. And with the clouds, I'm also going to import it. And as you can see, it's so big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press, first let's reduce the scale, maybe like something like this. And using the pick whip tool and pressing shift, I'm going to lock it into one of the boats. And as you can see, it have perfect position right now. And I'm going to not attach it again because I don't want it. And oh yeah, we should make it a 3D, obviously. So I'm going to do it again and none. And as you can see now, this is our clouds. And I'm going to push it up, something like this. And maybe even make it a bit smaller. Here. And I'm going to duplicate this as well, like 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Yes. And I'm going to create some variation on the cloud. Something like this. Something like that. Of course, this is not a perfect one, but we can refine it even more further on. But for now, this looks kind of good. And what I want to do is now we have positioned them more or less on the right position on the 3D plane. And as you can see, it's a lot of dark places behind us. So I don't want that. So I'm going to create a right click, new, and then I'm going to create a shape layer. No, solid. Solid. And then the solid would be white color, and then press OK. And this one, we don't need to change it into 3D. It just will stay behind it. That's okay. And the next thing that I want to do is the camera movement. Because obviously that's going to make or break it. So here, I'm going to reset all the values of the camera. Maybe the orientation is good. Reset. Okay. But as you can see, our clouds are a bit far from each other, and I don't think that's a good idea. So this will give us, and let's just make them professional, you know what I mean? The more you take time on these things, the better it looks. All right, this looks cool. So our animation is this. All right, and now let's make a keyframe on all of them, on the camera. And on the first second, let's say we wanted to come to here. Something like this. And if I press C, I can switch between this and press C again, and then bring it up a bit to here. Maybe drag it to the up here. And let's take a look what it does. As you can see now, it's getting there, right? All right. But we can refine the keyframes even more later on. Not to worry. Let me check the chat if you guys said something. I don't know. Some couple of people watching. What's up, guys? All right, let's get back. Now the animation looks like this, but it's still stiff. It's not like, it's not perfect. So let's play around more. Around the 3 seconds, let's make another keyframe and play around with the camera. And maybe I'll do this. And with this tool, and you can change the camera tool with the orbit, the pan, and the dolly. So now I'm using the pan, so I'm going to make it even lower, something like this, and I'm going to zoom in like this. Obviously, I don't want to cross this line. It's just my preference, but okay, I think this looks good. Let's take a look what we have done. All right, it's getting there. But I see some faults in the boats and in the clouds. For example, I don't want this cloud to be really up high. I actually want it to be lower. Maybe somewhere here. Even touch maybe some of the maybe let's take the two views, and here I want the top. Maybe the bottom. And as you can see, some of the boats are really high, so I'm just going to drag them so that it touch the floor. And one of the boat is also really high. So I'm just going to make it up and maybe even change the rotation. Okay, I think this looks good. So we came from this to this. And now I'm just going to drag this to be at the final, and maybe this to be around 2.5 seconds. And let's take a look again. Obviously, we can make it better, especially on the keyframes and the alignment of the whole thing. So I'm just playing around with the view. Maybe I want more clouds, black clouds. Maybe let's add 2 more. Something like this. Okay, so this looks good. And one thing more that I want to do is I want to move the boats a bit. So I'm going to select 3 of them by shift clicking. And then by pressing P, you can select the positions. And then at the end of the animation, let's drag the keyframes here. And at the end of the animation, I'm going to drag all the boats to be something like this. So if we look back, the boats are going. Good, but we haven't refined the keyframe yet. So select all the keyframes and press F9, or easy is the all the keyframes. And here on the graph editor, we can play around with the animation of the camera. So I want it to be starting slow and then Okay, this graph looks cool, and this one I'm going to adjust it even more. So just the selection tool, click on the graph, and then drag it to this. So let's take a look. So this one looks a bit too sharp, so, and I don't want that. I want it to be too smooth, you know? Okay, let's take a look again. Okay, this looks promising. I like it. Looks cool. And one more thing we can add is we can add a little bit motion on the clouds as well, because now they're just standing doing nothing. So I'm going to just select them, all of them, press P. And after you press P, just select the keyframes on the position and drag them to the end. Same thing we did with the boats, but here I don't want to add too much motion to it, so I just want to drag them just like a touch, you know what I mean? So it travels together with the boat, but not like together, you know what I mean? So this is how you can create it. Now it looks professional. And this type of edits have different use cases. Like you can use it in a documentary, or you can use it in your like a travel edit, or maybe you're trying to tell some story about some things happening from America to Africa, from Africa to America. Yeah, you can create this. Yeah, basically, this is how you can create a 3D map animation. And obviously, you can take your time with it and refine the animation even more, like adding different types of cloud. For example, it's just one type of cloud, and as you can see, it's boring. So, what thing you can do is also to make some variation. Maybe we can go to right click transform and let's flip it into, you know, or you can use different types of clouds, and that would make it even more uh, but yeah, just try to find the good assets and just try to play around with it. And you can also add the text to it, like let's say, I don't know what you can add here. Let's take text, something like this, something like map animation, something like this, and make it smaller, let's say, and Times New Roman. Oh, looks cool. Make it maybe bold. Exactly. And make it 3D. and drag it a little bit up, maybe somewhere here, and like this, something like this, and rotate it and to be like 90 degrees, 90, maybe like 70. Okay. And what this does is you can, can do this. Obviously you can refine it. It's not perfect, so it's just can drag it to be, and I'm watching here, like we can take a look at when the text is touching the map. So just try to drag it maybe like perfectly somewhere here, and something like this. And yeah, maybe the scale might be too big, so I'm just gonna make it smaller just a bit. And you can create this type of animation. And the possibilities are endless. Like you can go on and create even more types of create okay. My stream was lagging. I didn't even see it. Look. But I hope you saw what I did. Yeah. I hope you saw what I did, but yeah, well, I added a text. um, and obviously we can, if you press U, you can watch the keyframes of the camera, and you can play around with it even more. Something like this, maybe. And maybe even some to be like this. And maybe zoom a bit. Let's take a look. Well, this is how you create this type of animations. And I'm gonna put this project file, this exact project file that I was just working on my Patreon. If you wanted, go ahead and take a look at it. After the stream, I'm gonna post it there. But if you guys have any questions or any suggestions, you're more than welcome. Yeah. Anybody watching? No. So I'll try to go live maybe one more time this week. And we can do something more with different topic, of course. But today, this is what I have for you, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, yeah.